Imagine the scene in Cupertino right now. Deep inside the Steve Jobs Theater, engineers are putting the final touches on a device that is about to change the budget tech game forever. We aren't talking about a $5,000 headset or a triple-lens pro camera. We are talking about the one device that finds its way into more homes, classrooms, and backpacks than any other, the standard iPad. For years, the base model iPad felt like it was stuck in a time loop, always one or two generations behind the cool features. But 2026 is the year that cycle breaks. The iPad 12th generation isn't just a minor spec bump. It is a complete rebirth of the entry-level tablet. Apple is finally bringing its most ambitious software era directly to the masses, and the hardware under the hood is getting a massive injection of adrenaline. Welcome back to my channel Tech Rivet for exclusive insights into the future of tech. Subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon for more tech updates. Now let's get into why this specific iPad is the most important release of the decade. The tech landscape has shifted dramatically over the last 24 months. We've seen artificial intelligence move from a fun gimmick to a daily necessity. But there was a problem. If you owned a base model iPad, you were essentially locked out of this revolution. The current iPad 11th Gen, while reliable, simply didn't have the brain power or the memory to handle the local processing required for modern AI tasks. Apple noticed. They saw the market share shifting toward competitors who were offering smarter features at lower prices. The iPad 12 is their answer. It's designed to be the AI iPad for everyone. The rumors and leaks we've gathered over the past few weeks suggest that Apple is skipping the usual hand-me-down chip strategy. Instead of giving the 12th Gen an old chip from 3 years ago, they're reportedly equipping it with the A18, the same silicon powerhouse that redefined the iPhone 16. This is a massive leap forward. We're talking about a 6-core CPU and a 5-core GPU architecture that doesn't just make the tablet fast, it makes it capable. But why does the chip matter so much for a tablet that most people use for Netflix and schoolwork? It all comes down to 8 gigabytes of RAM. In the world of Apple, 8 gigabytes is the new magic number. It is the minimum requirement for Apple Intelligence. By moving from the 6 gigabytes found in the 11th Gen to a solid 8 gigabytes in the 12th Gen, Apple is essentially future-proofing this device for the next 5 to 7 years. Think about it. You'll be able to use the revamped Siri that actually understands context. You'll have system-wide writing tools that can rewrite your emails or summarize long research papers in seconds. You'll have the cleanup tool in Photos to remove photobombers with a single tap. This isn't just tech stuff. This is utility that saves time every single day. The iPad 12th Gen is becoming the most affordable way to enter the Apple Intelligence ecosystem, likely starting at that same sweet spot of $349 to $399. Let's talk about the design and the display because this is where the leaks get very interesting. For years, users have begged for a laminated display on the base iPad. If you aren't a tech nerd, laminated basically means there is no air gap between the glass and the actual screen. It makes the content look like it's floating on top of the glass. While the iPad Air and Pro have had this for years, the entry-level iPad kept the air gap to make repairs cheaper, especially for schools where screens get cracked daily. For 2026, the rumors are split. Some insiders suggest Apple has finally found a way to laminate the 11-inch Liquid Retina display while keeping the cost down. Others say they are sticking with a non-laminated panel, but boosting the brightness to 600 nits and adding a new anti-reflective coating. Regardless, the 11-inch form factor is here to stay, maintaining that perfect balance between portability and screen real estate. The bezels are expected to be slightly trimmed, giving it a more modern, all-screen feel that mirrors the iPad Air 6. One of the biggest quality of life upgrades coming to the 12th Gen is the connectivity. We are moving into the era of Wi-Fi 7. With more homes upgrading to high-speed fiber and advanced routers, the iPad 12 will be ready to take advantage of those blistering speeds. This is huge for cloud gaming, streaming 4K content, and lightning-fast file transfers. Apple is also reportedly including the new N1 connectivity chip, which manages Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and Thread all in one efficient package. Speaking of efficiency, The battery life is targeted at a true all-day experience. Even with the more powerful A18 chip, the efficiency gains in the 3 nm manufacturing process mean you can expect 10 to 12 hours of heavy usage. For a student, that's a full day of classes, a study session at the library, and a couple of hours of YouTube at night without ever touching a charger. Let's look at the camera system. Faceless content creators and students know the importance of a good front-facing camera. The 12th Gen will continue the landscape ultra-wide 12MP front camera with center stage. This placement is critical because it makes the iPad feel like a laptop during video calls. But there's a rumor that the rear camera might see a significant bump to 18MP, borrowed from the iPhone 17 series technology. While most people don't use an iPad to take professional photos, having a high-resolution sensor is vital for scanning documents, using augmented reality apps, and recording quick 4K clips for social media projects. The image signal processor inside the A18 chip will also bring smart HDR5, ensuring that even in tricky lighting, your video calls and photos look crisp and professional. Accessories are the final piece of the puzzle. The iPad 12th Gen is expected to be fully compatible with the Apple Pencil Pro. This is a game-changer for digital artists on a budget. Features like Squeeze to change tools and the barrel roll for precise brush strokes were previously locked behind a more expensive iPad Pro and Air models. By bringing Pencil Pro support to the base model, Apple is making a loud statement. Professional-grade creativity shouldn't be a luxury. The Magic Keyboard Folio will also return, likely with a few small refinements to the trackpad and the material durability. This turns the iPad 12 into a legitimate laptop replacement for anyone whose workflow consists of browsing, writing, and light media editing. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the competition. In 2026, the tablet market is more crowded than ever. Samsung, Google, and even newcomers are pushing the boundaries of what a $400 tablet can do. Apple knows they can't just rely on their logo anymore. That's why the iPad 12 is being positioned as a content hub. With iPadOS 26, we are expecting a massive overhaul of the home screen and multitasking. The rumors of liquid glass design language for the software mean more transparency, more fluid animations, and a focus on Stage Manager 2.0. This new version of Stage Manager is rumored to work much more intuitively on the 11-inch screen, allowing you to resize windows with more freedom and even run background tasks, more like a traditional Mac. If you're holding onto an iPad 9 with that old-school home button, or even an iPad 10 that feels a bit sluggish, the 12th Gen is the upgrade you've been waiting for. It's the bridge between the old Apple and the AI Apple. It represents a shift in philosophy. Apple is no longer holding back its best features just to upsell you to a Pro model. They want everyone on the same page, using the same intelligence tools, and staying within the ecosystem. The release window is looking like late spring or early summer 2026. This timing is perfect just before the back-to-school season kicks into high gear.